I know.
We look good. Hey guys, happy Friday. Today's Friday, October 19th, 2018. I'm with my friend, the very talented, the fashion guru, Devinder Singh Malhan. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you, Ted.
All right, so we're going to, before he gets into his great story, and he's got a great one, I need you guys to give us a thumbs up, let us know you can hear us or see us. We are in the Citrus Club dining room right now. And so until John Wild's watching. John's awesome. He's got a whole radio program. He does Echo Guys, Rosemary German. Happy Friday. So give us a heart, give us a thumbs up. Devinder's got such a great story. Hey, John. All right, so that must be a thumbs up there. Susie Parker's on. We love you guys. So we're in a different, do you like the booth? I mean, I kind of like this. The lighting's good. We're back, I don't know. Anyway, it's good for us. Hey, Jesus Cruz is on. What's up, buddy? All right, so Devinder, you and I have been trying to get together for a while. Kenneth Darden, a very talented, I'm going to say, I know you make costumes, Kenneth, and he's very talented. He sews, he's creative. Lots of creatives coming on watching you. So welcome.
Thank you.
I'm so happy to have you. So we weren't sure how this was going to go. We have run into each other many, many times. I'm a big appreciative person of his art and his fashion. And by that, I mean, oh, I did it right. Good. And Devinder and I, the last time I think I saw him was at a fashion show at Ember, which is local, and his line was beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. So welcome, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
So give us a little background on you. I want to tell you that Devinder has a great sense of humor. He's put up with me for the last almost hour, so can you imagine? But give us a background on you, Devinder Singh Malhan. We've got to know that story in and of itself, but tell us about you.
So my name is Devinder. The name of my brand is KC Malhan.
KC Malhan.
Yeah, Malhan. I named it after my grandparents. I have a studio, a boutique on Park Avenue in Winter Park, right at the Park Plaza Hotel. And
that's right, you are in the Park Plaza. What is going on with Park Plaza Hotel? Is it open, closed?
The hotel is open.
But the Park Plaza Gardens is not open.
No,
if you guys remember Park Plaza Gardens.
Yeah, it's under renovation, and that's a different story. But the hotel is open, and it's a really beautiful space because it's like 90 years old building, and you don't get to see much of that in Orlando. So I love the space, and I've got my artwork, I've got my handbags. And
you've got artwork, handbags, but tell us a little bit about you, and you're probably going to have to speak louder.
Okay, so
tell us a little bit about you, because the name Devinder Singh goes together, but when you add Malhan to it, it doesn't seem, we talked about this, so it doesn't seem right. So give us a background on you, where you're from, who you are, and how you got to where you're at.
So I am from India. I grew up in Calcutta. I got to America, grew up down south in Plantation, Florida. And I got here when I was 13 years old. And
from Calcutta or from South Florida?
From Calcutta.
Okay. And did you speak any English?
Yeah.
Does everybody speak English there? I don't know enough.
We went to my parents blessed us. Education is extremely important to both my parents. All my parents, I was co-parented. So, yeah, we went to a very good school. I spoke English very well.
And so why did you come here? Did your parents say it's time to come over to America?
I came here for personal medical reasons.
Oh, okay. So you came here for personal medical reasons. Did your parents have connections here, or
I grew up? I came to my godparents, and it's my mom's brother, and so I was with them. So I was still with family.
Okay, and then did you always have an artistic, were you always artistic? Did you always know that you wanted to make clothes, to have a clothing line, to be an artist? Or was that something that you learned along the way?
Well, when my mom would go shopping in India, you go to buy your fabrics and you go to a tailor who makes the clothes and everything. I always was able to pick out fabrics for all the kids and my dad. So she spotted that talent, and I think she nurtured it. So I think by the time I was 13, I knew I wanted to be a fashion designer.
So what kind of so the fabrics always, when you think of India, I always think of beautiful silks. Um, what was it? What was she trying to make? Was she making clothes for herself? Was it clothes for you? Did you?
Everything was tailored for the family. Like
That's awesome.
we had tailors making all the clothes, and
Wouldn't that be nice in America?
it was just everyone did it. So yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, there were very few designers, and there still are very few designers in India. There are more actually now that actually have ready to wear and stuff like that. You can go to boutiques now, but when we grew up, there wasn't anything like that.
But a lot of people have a talent like you have, for example, or a lot of people believe they have a talent. But how did you go to the next level? So you come here, you're 13, you're learning, you're going through school, you're in Florida, God bless you. And then how do you go from that, having a love or a passion for it, to deciding, all right, I can do this for a living, I want this to be my life's work?
So I went back to India, and I came back in 1984.
Why did you go back to India?
I miss my parents, and I wanted to go back home, and I finished my O levels, which is from Cambridge. And when I came back to America, I was able to go straight to college. So
Where'd you go to college?
I started at Valencia and then finished at UCF.
Me too. You're a knight?
I am.
I did not
alumni.
know that. Me
And-
too. I'm a knight.
And my family being traditional Indian, it was like fashion designing and artists are really not like a profession. You do that, I don't know.
But on the side, was your mom like, do it?
No.
No, she
No,
wasn't.
no,
So
no.
she had encouraged the dream or the passion in the beginning, but she didn't realize it would take off and be your life's work.
I think secretly she's kind of encourages it, but it's more like, I think like for Indian parents, mostly it's like doctor, lawyer, engineer, or computer science.
All of the stereotypical stuff you hear
Yeah,
is
it's
actually
true.
pretty much true.
It's true, and especially boys or men, they should not be designers. It's something.
So you had to fight that not only culturally, but in general, that's a hard path to take to be a designer.
It's still a hard path. I think it's it's still very difficult. I think for my family, it's still very difficult to accept. But
I know, but you're in your early 30s.
I am in my early 30s, and I look very old for my age.
But you have made this your work, and so how did you go from loving it to going, all right, I want to have my own, I want to create art, I want to create fashion?
So what happened was my father made a bad investment in a store or in a person, and he needed it to be saved, and it was like a blessing. I went in, my sister was also young and 2 years older than me, and we made something. We made this retail store into.
So it was a retail store that your dad needed help saving.
Yeah, and he opened.
So a clothing store.
A clothing store, and in Kissimmee of all places, So.
What kind of clothing store was it?
Okay, so it was clothes that this gentleman bought from Paris. It just made no sense to me. It just I'm wondering, what, Dad? I mean, why didn't you give me the money?
Right, give me the money.
Right, but it was like, okay. So long story short, we were able to grow that store to another store on Park Avenue.
So how were you able to grow it? Was it because you took over and you said, all right, you made the designs?
No, what we did was initially, it was more about finding young designers and finding what your client want and stuff like that. And, it's business. And I do have an accounting, I was in accounting school. And
is that what your degree is in?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Mine's in finance. Could you believe it?
Yeah.
I can't balance a checkbook, so here you go.
So the business part and being born into a business family, I think it comes kind of naturally. So I was able to, with the help of my brothers and sisters, we were able to nurture that into a second store, and that was on Park Avenue.
Did it allow your creative roots to come out, your creativity to come out? Is that where you really were able to blossom?
So it blossomed on Park Avenue in Winter Park.
Okay.
I was about 19-ish, and
You've been on Park Avenue that long?
yeah.
I didn't know that.
I went and then
See how much research we do, people?
then I disappeared for a few years, like 25 years. So 20.
Why did you disappear for 25 years?
So I had the store on Park Avenue, and
I know none of this.
yeah. So I decided to carry young designers, and I would create or nurture young talent. And in between, I found a pattern maker, and he was Oscar De La Renta's pattern maker.
Wow.
Came into my store asking for an alteration job, and no one wanted to hire him on Park Avenue, and I saw this opportunity of like finding this person that can bring all my sketches, because I was doodling all the time, clothes and dresses and stuff. He could bring them to life, and that started a beautiful relationship, because if you're in fashion, you kind of will know how important a pattern maker and your seamstresses are to you. It's a very...
Well, because you have the vision, right?
Right.
You've got the basic vision, but you still need people to implement the vision.
Execution is everything, you know? And so we started making clothing, and we started doing suits, and I started designing, and I worked for some very influential people, designed for some very influential...
So when you say design, did you do custom suits? You did custom everything custom?
Yeah, but we carried other designers too.
So you know, there's a lot of custom out there, or the alleged custom, let's put it that way. So there's a certain group that I won't name by name, but they train their people to be so aggressive. And so what's happened, I think, is it turns people off from the custom suits, because these people are kind of like the I'll call them the Walmart or the Kmart or the Target of custom suits, and they come out and they just badger you. And then when you see somebody who really has the talent like you do, and they create it, and they're really listening to you, because it's about listening, right? So talk about the process a little bit.
I learned a lot from my retail, and most of the women I design for very powerful women who know what they want. And you're right, it is a lot of trust. So they trusted me with their whole wardrobe. They were like
awesome.
Executives who didn't want to worry about their clothes or what to wear. So for the whole season, I would, news anchor women and executives that, had to wear power suits, and also worry about like leisure wear and everything. We planned it. We planned it for the whole season.
Awesome.
My clients, I had a patent on their bodies. So,
wait, you had a patent on their bodies?
Yeah. If the same person is coming to you over and over again, and you have to make a jacket or a pair of pants for her, you might as well make a patent on the body, so it's kind of tailored to her.
So as a man designing for a woman, was that difficult, or is it just because style is style, and so if you can figure out, you can have the vision, you can do it? Like, I would not know how to pick out my wife's clothes to save my life.
I would redress every woman that walks.
That's awesome.
I undress her and redress her. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man. That's awesome.
And I was even in school and college. I would go, why are you wearing this to class today? Let me tell you what you should really be wearing.
Awesome.
It's a gift. It's something that it's easy. I can see a fabric and I can tell you what I would probably like.
What do you think and I want to talk about your line, of course. I want to talk about the origin of KC Malhan. I want to talk about where that comes from. What do you think the biggest mistake we'll start with men, we can do men and women at the same time, but what is our fashion mistake, our biggest issue that we have in general in America? You can even say Orlando if you want.
I say the biggest mistake is not every trend is meant for you.
Good answer. Seriously, the leggings, can you let it go? Or the jeggings. Oh my God, I just
yoga pants.
Yoga pants.
Meant for yoga rooms. Sorry. Okay. No,
it's totally
everyone loves
fine.
Yoga pants right now.
No, why?
I don't want to trash it.
They're for yoga. That's why they're called yoga pants. You wearing them outside is bad.
Age appropriate is very, very important.
Age appropriate
is very important. And
what about guys? So here's my thing on guys, and then you tell me your thought process. Guys don't like to wear any color. if you look around, most men are bland in their outfits. Like, if I see one more gray suit or dark suit, there's a time and a place for that. But in Florida, especially, you have so many amazing options because you're in Florida, you're in the heat, you're in the South, you're in the tropical climate. Why are you wearing dark everything?
See, that's why I feel for me designing for men is extremely difficult.
Yeah.
I think from like when I was 18 to now 20, 30 years, there are more options for men. You know, it's not just like
There are more options, right?
there are very few men that go for it. I think they're just like insecure. This is how I see men. Like a woman goes into a party and she sees another dress that she's wearing. She's horrified. She's like, "Oh my God, you know, I can't believe blah 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 has that dress on.
Right.
It's the same as me." If a man goes into a party and he sees another man wearing a shirt, they go, "Got it right. Yes."
That's true because they're more comfortable in a pack.
Yes.
They want to have that pack mentality, men do. And so if you see somebody else has the same boring, awful
like, yeah.
gray, brown, tan
Yes.
suit that you
They're
have.
my people.
They're my people. And dudes, it's not that difficult. Like, I mean, Stacy bought this for me. I didn't buy one piece here. So she bought it and I wear it because I like the color. Do you know how many guys comment on my color and they go, "I could never wear that."
But they
And I
haven't-
call BS on that because you could wear it. I wear it. Come on, you could wear more color if you wanted to.
You know, okay, to promote my, I know, a little
Please
shameless
give
plug.
a promotion. Let's
I
do
know.
it.
So, the brand KC Malhan outside of certain areas, or even actually in Orlando, a lot of the bags are metrosexual, are which is the right word? Gender neutral.
Gender neutral.
But it's for that person that I guess wants to stand out. I mean, I carry my own bags, and we've started off being a women's handbag company,
Right.
But we've evolved to like a whole new category called gender neutral.
And gender neutral. So what happens is dudes, women are not afraid of that,
No,
but
no, no.
men in general are gender neutral. What does that mean? What is that labeling me as? That means you're gender neutral. That means anybody can wear it. I need you to lighten up.
You know, yeah. It
Um,
means like it might mean like it's manly enough, but a woman might carry it.
Right.
I'm sorry. Let's just
No,
twist
but
it
why
around.
not? Listen, some of the stuff that dudes wear, they don't realize that some of it started off as gender neutral, and they've
like
made it a little
menswear.
more masculine as it goes on through its iterations. But yeah, why be afraid of that? If you want to wear something, wear it.
So
That's the
when-
part I can't figure out.
So when I'm in New York or when I'm in a bigger city, I carry a clutch, and we call it a much. I got that.
A man clutch,
A
but
man
you got
clutch.
the much in.
I got the much in, and we kind of started getting popular for our muches, you know, and you know
What? So is that the over-the-shoulder
that's
kind
the
of?
messengers.
Okay, it's the messenger bag, basically.
The clutch is not just a part of a car for men. It's also a type of a handbag that you hold in your hand.
Nice.
And KC Malhan, we've been known for our clutches for the last 6 years.
All right, so let's talk about KC Malhan because you don't look like a KC Malhan.
No, I don't.
So let's talk about where that name came from because we've had a very long, fun discussion
Oh,
about that.
Diane, hello.
Hi, Diane.
We love her.
We love Diane. She's awesome.
So I named my brand after my grandparents. Grandma's name was Krishna. Grandpa's name was Charan. So abbreviated, it's KC Malhan.
And where does Malhan come from?
Malhan is our family name.
Which is, to me, interesting because we've talked about it. It sounds Irish.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I know. Well, because again, we're back to sort of a neutral.
Yes.
There's something neutral about that name. Women and men's fashion, though, both, right?
Yes, and you know what kind of bugs me? Maybe if you're an actor, you'd understand this, is when they put you in a little category. So they look at me and they're like, "Oh, an Indian designer. This stuff looks really ethnic." And you know, certain season it does look ethnic because that's the trend. It's bohemian ethnic.
Sure.
But other times it's contemporary. It's just what maybe like again, not always the trend is what I feel in my heart as a designer. You know, what am I feeling? I mean, sometimes it gets contemporary. So I hate when I'm put in a pigeonhole of being an Indian designer.
Of course you. But so when I saw your show at Ember, this
It
was
was very
part
ethnic.
of Rob.
Yeah.
Rob Henlin, Jessica
Fe-
Henlin, Fierce.
Fierce, I
Hey,
love
Fierce! Shout out to Fierce.
Yes.
I love those guys.
Yeah.
I loved you. First of all, your models just worked it. It was so good.
I appreciate my team.
Oh
and
my God,
go
they
through
were-
a lot of.
But how do you come up with each creation? What's the process for you? Because I think it's important. People look at stuff and think, well, I hate it when people say, well, I could make that. No, you couldn't, or you would.
No.
So talk about that, because I think the materials were beautiful, the colors were beautiful, and then there's a whole process in picking out the people who have to wear it. You can't just have, I mean, these are specific pieces, so you can't just pick somebody out of the blue. Oh, I'm gonna have 10 people wear it. That's not how it works.
So it's a story that we're telling, like a designer
like
is
that.
telling.
Yeah.
Like it's either like I'm going on a safari, or I think for when you saw the collection, it was about a safari travel.
was.
But
It was
very exotic.
awesome.
We were going to a very exotic Morocco or in part of something
was
exotic.
great.
Yeah, and then comes like the fabrics speak to me, and then I have had beaters, and they're called masters, that have been beading for us for like 16 years.
So when you say beading, those are the extra
Handmade.
handmade. So
Yeah,
this is not something you could just go buy off the rack at Target, people.
No,
This
you
is
wouldn't. This is as close to couture without being, a couturist, but you have to be nominated, the whole blah, blah, blah.
that's a whole nother world.
Yeah, we'll talk about that some other time. But so it's all, a lot of my work is hand done, and I do have masters, and we kind of tell the story, there's certain themes, and you stay within a parameter or a little boundary for that collection, So, sometimes it's modern, sometimes it's like the working woman who has to juggle the kids, juggle a professional life, and then maybe even have to go meet someone for dinner, even as a professional,
Right.
or whatever. It's tough. It's tough, and sometimes the collections are for them.
And how is being a dad, how is being a parent impacted your
Okay.
fashion? Has it changed your mindset on how you do fashion?
Yeah, it has. It's changed me.
Okay, we'll talk
completely.
about that.
So being a father is the most rewarding. I know this is cliche.
No, it's so true. I feel the same way.
And it's
Best
the
thing I've ever done.
Most important thing. It made fashion more like I could tolerate it. When I closed my store, I was burnt out. I took a couple of years break. I went to Rhode Island School of Design, quickly studied, and then I launched a handbag label, KC Malhan. But it's always it's kind of superficial, my world, and my son makes it all real for me. Like it's rewarding. At the end of the day, I worry about my clients, but I had a little boy that I
Right.
So it's kind of like someone is blah blah blah, and then it's like the reality, which is just
Well, it's perspective, right? So
Exactly,
you get
perspective.
a different perspective
Perspective on life.
I believe it adds a dimension to it.
and those for the small stuff.
Just exactly.
And that's what I learned. I almost enjoyed it so much that the pressure of fashion, it is a lot of pressure.
It's got to be a lot of
Oh, it
pressure.
is so much pressure, and we're a totally different breed. We're designers. I think if you do a research, we're a totally different breed. But I actually took a break. I took a 4-year break and just stayed home and just spent time with my son. I mean, I was still working for labels and
Sure.
I had cherry-picked the stores that I wanted to work for and design for, and I was still designing. But I wasn't traveling around the world. I wasn't going to Market Week because that boy became so important to me. And
course.
right before, he was entering middle school, it became even more important because that's when you kind of not mold.
Yes.
You teach them.
That's when they're really absorbing. They're really watching.
Right,
They're,
and I really-
they're watching you
And I've got-
tremendously during that time.
And it changed me. It changed the way I looked at life. It changed my habits.
Do you think did it make you happier? Did it make you more grounded?
It made me more grounded, and I, for the first time, realized that you know, this person looks up to me, and I'm kind of a role model. I mean, like a dad. I mean, it
Right.
finally like sank in.
Yeah.
So I need to behave like a father, and it changed.
Is that what we're supposed to do?
We
My
are-
kids, I'm sorry, guys.
I mean, you're a great dad. You did a good job.
I'm blessed.
Yes.
But it does. It changes your thought process. No matter what business you're in, no matter how creative you are or whatever you're doing, when you have another human being that's looking up to you, that is watching your every move, that you're kind of motivated by, you become motivated by your children, and then it changes your whole perspective on how you do your business, how you work your business, how you're creative. Your creativity, I think, also adjusts to being a parent.
So I call my son Jaybird in public. So I would take Jaybird to all the gallery shows. I mean, he went to like so many events, and if they said no children allowed, that means I ain't coming. Right? Things now that he's older, it's changed a little bit. We have to be a little bit more careful. But he's the one who actually might have come up with some of the bag designs, saying, "Dad, I want a messenger for school. Dad, I want this." He wanted like sunglasses on a little bag, and he started helping me with posters.
I love that.
So
That's so
he
cool.
had his own little. He has his own little input, and he influenced me to look at. I think that's when it started becoming more gender neutral. When
Sure.
Jasa showed up, and I realized, yeah, boys are important.
Well, because what happens is you don't have a point of reference before that.
No.
You've got yours, but then you've aged out of that.
Right.
So now you're working for the world. You're working in the world, and then all of a sudden this little person comes along and has a completely different attitude, perspective, thought process.
Yeah.
I mean, their whole world is different than anything we could have imagined. And they're giving you input that even at their age you can't believe. You're like,
He's
oh
a
my
prodigy.
God.
I mean,
Isn't
I
that
think all
awesome?
parents think.
No, we all think it, but I think there's so much that they can give us if we allow them to, if we allow it in.
Yes.
And obviously you've allowed
Well, I
it.
loved it. I loved him. He's worked on my fine art. He's done posters, and then he sometimes would come and go, "Dad, I love this fabric. It would make a really good wallet." And I
See?
never thought like, okay, this fabric could translate into a men's wallet,
I love it.
or a business card holder, or a
But
pouch.
you're open to that. Do you think that the age that you had him at allowed you to be more open? Were you, would
Yes.
you have, okay.
Yeah, I think
sometimes
so.
I think that, like,
Well-
I had my kids super early in my life, and God bless them, we basically all grew up together. And I'm still not grown up,
I'm
so
still
here we
growing
go.
up
Yeah.
too, so I think my son might be.
But
ahead
I
of me.
think having that many years, especially in what you do, all those years of experience, then you bring this whole. You're allowing him to come in and bring this whole new light into what you're doing, and I love that. So what's the line? So I saw the line at Ember. Have you created a new line? Is that your? So I know it goes by season sometimes.
It goes by season, and Originals, my little studio and boutique, is taking its own shape. I'm doing clothes, and I'm showing at Immerse on Saturday.
Oh yeah, Immerse, because we had Cole Neesmith on.
Yes.
Now you're showing at Immerse on Saturday, which
At
is
7 o'clock
This
on
is
Wall
why.
Street.
Listen, this is why. By the way, if you come downtown, Orange Avenue is blocked
Oh, my Lord.
from Washington to Jackson. You can, if you want to come to the Citrus Club, you better come around the way. But that's going to be tonight, all day today, and all day tomorrow. So not till Sunday can you get in here. But you're part of it, which is,
Yes.
I think that's so amazing.
It's the
that
first
you're part
time,
of it.
and I'm with another friend of mine who's also a designer, Ashley Rock, and I am showing my streetwear. So I don't want to give it all away. I wish people will come and see.
What's streetwear? Tell
So
us.
you got to come and see it tomorrow.
Okay.
Streetwear is streetwear, and couture is couture. So, and I think you'll appreciate it because what you saw, and then what you'll see is like, oh my God, this man is like schizophrenic or something, But that's
You're an artist. I would not
I
expect
know.
anything less,
Thank
to be
you.
honest with you.
Thank you. But my dream for KC Malhan is to be like a design house, the first maybe design house in Orlando that we nurture talent, like that this can move on, like people like Jasa if he's interested in another person. And I think when I got older, the ego got out of my way. So and people came to me with ideas, I embraced them. I'm like, yes, not all ideas, but the ones I like and the ones that fit into the KC Malhan uh, brand. I love them. I love the input from the younger generation, you
Which
know,
is
or
awesome.
actually anyone, you know. And I wanna build a little house, like a little platform that launches future fashion talent in Orlando.
I love that because I think we do have a ton of talent here.
We
Orlando is
do.
really a mecca for talent,
You
and I
do.
think that there's not necessarily, especially when it comes to fashion, there isn't a ton of collaboration support here. So to create that would be awesome. I
It
feel
would
like.
be, and like the meat market district down in New York. I went there and I saw had friends, and we were like scared years ago to even walk there.
Yeah.
And he had a studio upstairs, and it was like scary. Okay, and now it's like the most expensive area. Now
It's crazy,
crazy,
right?
So I have this dream that, you know, if we could get to the level, not just me, and we support our local artists and designers to that level where you go, okay, you know, I want to buy this because it's from a local designer.
Yeah.
We haven't really gotten that as a city.
We haven't yet, but I
But
feel
we
like
will.
our arts community, our fashion community, we're working toward collaboration.
yes,
we
and-
do a great job. I mean, the fact that you came on the show, I appreciate that so much. We're going to share all of Devinder. This is how fast it goes.
Oh,
We're going to
wow.
share all of Devinder's contact information, how you can reach out to him, how you can look at the KC Malhan line, how you can get involved, come out to Immerse this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and tomorrow. So much great stuff going on. But we'll share all of his contact information. You want to check it out because your stuff is beautiful.
Thank
It's
you.
really, really pretty.
Thank you.
All right, so any parting words of wisdom, anything you want to share with them before we head out?
Okay, I want to share something with the next generation. I think if you've got a passion and a drive, go with it. And I hate to say this, but sometimes parents get in the way. And I don't know what to say about that as a parent and as everything. But if you've got a passion and you really truly believe it, you should go for it. But if you go for it, you got to make sacrifices. I live a very disciplined life. I have, and you cannot be successful without discipline. You know that.
I agree.
I mean, you make sacrifices like in
Every day.
every way, and you might think it's not, you know, all it's cracked up to be some days, but you gotta like remember that you chose this and you are gonna do it. Not everyone can do it.
That's true.
Yeah, follow your dreams. I know it's a cliche, but also realize that without discipline and without hard work, there are really no shortcuts.
So follow Devinder Singh Malhan, and then follow KC Malhan, the designs. You can find them both on Facebook. I tagged them all when I posted the show. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming on. We
Thank
finally
you. You
made
matched
it
so
happen,
well.
and we got no drama today, which was awesome. We love you guys so much. I'll be
Thank you.
back. Thank you so much. We'll be back around 3 o'clock. But we finally did it, and check him out. His stuff is so good. We have an Orlando fashion guru right here. So check Devinder out. He's got a great heart. You can't make that up. It was a great interview. Thank you for sharing everything.
Thanks.
And we love you guys. We'll be back around 3 o'clock. Wow. Peace.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.